What's up, people? Mike here, and this is Uncharted, The Lost Legacy, crushing difficulty walkthrough. This is Chapter 9, the end of the line, and I do some pretty shitty driving during this chapter. I had some weird moments where the game decided that, you know, I kind of hit the edge of a rock and it just decides to spin me out. I never had the issue on my first run when I did this on hard. Like, the driving was smooth, I never had an issue, but for some reason on crushing, the game decided that, like, as soon as I hit like a surface, like, I would completely spin out. There's, I think, 2 points where that ended up happening. It kind of annoyed me, since it, like I said, it didn't happen on my first time through, and even like the driving on Uncharted 4, I never had an issue, so I had that spin out, and I almost nearly died because I was taking a lot more shots than I was expecting. But that was the trophy for getting like 30 seconds of total air time with the Jeep, so I was glad to get that out of the way. But yeah, when I come up here, this is the second point where the game is like, oh, we're gonna spin you out. So it kind of pissed me off there. But once we jump onto this train car, this is where the real fun begins. So thankfully, they provide you with checkpoints during this whole thing. You don't get a, I believe you get one, two, outside of once you jump on the train, there's one, two, there's, I believe, three checkpoints. There's the first checkpoint is when the first group of enemies shows up. And the second one is when you are first given the ability to jump on the vehicles. And then the third checkpoint is when you get on the gun and have to deal with the heavy that eventually shows up. So this is your first checkpoint. If you're quick enough, you can get all the way to this piece of cover. And I would have attempts where I would try to stealth this somewhat, and then other points where I was just like, you know what, fuck, I'm just gonna throw a grenade. You want to be careful of, I believe there's a guy with a sniper up on one of these train cars. You want to be very aware of him, because you want to be able to use his sniper rifle for the next group of enemies that are kind of like farther up on the train car. So I could never successfully get over to this train car and take that guy out without him seeing me. But that's the sniper. If you can get lucky, you can blow up that dude with that propane tank. I kind of got unlucky and it didn't kill him. But you want to take that dude out. You want to be careful, because that shotgunner will tend to jump down to the train car. And the other thing you want to be careful is that when you jump down from the train cars, like, make sure you're actually landing on the train, because as you saw there, I actually landed on the train car behind me instead of where I was, so I could have easily have just fallen in between them and died. So, but you want to take the sniper rifle, and you want to actually, like, be good with a sniper rifle, because I kind of fuck up and, you know, waste all the ammo. But if you are better with your sniper shots, you should be able to have killed all the guys that are in front of you. And then you have a pretty clear path to just run up here. And then you want to be careful. For some reason, this dude, he goes all the way back to this train car behind me. I'm not sure why he went so far back.
Incoming! More motorcycles! Shit!
But when you get here, you want to be cautious because they are gonna have like motorcycle guys show up. And then if you can get a good grenade throw, and you should be able to take out both of the guys in there. Some reason the guy shooting at me, it like didn't do anything to him. I'm not sure like what was going on there. But once those guys are dead, and I ended up being kind of low on ammo, so I needed to switch out to this gun. So you want to try and break the box that's in front of this guy because it has a propane tank in it, and you want to use that to blow him up. I kind of wasted a little bit more of my ammo than I would have liked to, but once you get up here, take some cover. When you swing in here, this is your next checkpoint. So you want to, depending on how the checkpoint puts you, this vehicle is either on your left or your right. I don't know which, it differs, but what you want to do is you want to jump onto the vehicle. For some reason the game has it so that when you're in that little sequence of like kicking the driver out, you don't take damage. So if you're like kind of like in like the black and white and you jump on there, your health will completely regen by the time you start driving it. And the enemies, instead of like aiming at you, they're like aiming at the vehicle to blow it up. So you don't really have to worry about too much of taking damage. But if you have to jump back onto the train car, just find the next vehicle and jump onto it, and then start driving up. Since you know you're gonna take advantage of the game, you know, letting you regen your health while you're jumping onto the vehicle. And like I said, the game kind of like slowed down here. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. I never had that happen during this this train part, but it was only temporary. But what you want to do is jump back on the train car, since as you can see, like I've hit the point where the truck with the turret on it showed up. So so I was trying to jump on that truck because I wanted to like deal with those enemies, because I didn't want them shooting me in the back when eventually I grapple onto this truck. But it ended up not being much of an issue. Also be careful, because I've had it where the vehicle I was on, like when I grappled onto it, like the vehicle like technically ran me over and killed me. So just be aware that that could potentially happen. But take this dude out. As soon as you jump on here, you got a checkpoint. If you restart checkpoint because you died, which will likely happen, just immediately start shooting at your left side. And then you want to start shooting the train car so that you can see like the boxes that are in there. Because as soon as you kill all the guys on this side, you want to immediately be shooting behind the guy when you bust open the door, so that you can blow up the train car as quickly as you can, because he will kill you in a matter of seconds if you're not quick enough. I had at least 10 attempts doing that part before I finally got that run. So once that's done, I cut out the moving towards the front of the train because it's mostly just lifting open doors and not being able to get in, and then you just have to go and jump on this vehicle to get to the station to switch the tracks over. Eventually we run into Sam, and when we get to the station, you want to very quickly go in the cover. You want to throw a grenade like towards, like almost like right next to the truck that shows up, and you want to immediately be shooting at the propane tank. And if you're quick enough and fast enough, the 2 explosions should kill all the enemies and save you a really hassle of a firefight. After that's done, there's a driving sequence where you like crash into the train car, and I cut that all out because there's really nothing to it. But as you see, all the enemies were dead in a matter of seconds. But yeah, you basically just drive and crash into a train car, and I just cut it out. So with this fight, you want to circle around a Sav, punch him in the back, you do your little combo thing. That's phase 1 of the fight done. The same thing with this one. You wanna just dodge every one of his attacks, so that then you can hit him in the back. I take a little longer on this part than I should have because the game was being a pain in the ass and giving me the ability to fight him. But when you go into the 3rd stage of this fight, you want to very immediately be hitting circle once to dodge his attacks. So it's like when it comes up here, it's circle, 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 circle. I kind of fucked up there. But you want to hit circle 1 time to dodge every one of his attacks until he's here, and then that's pretty much the fight over. The rest of this thing is really simple. You have a sequence where you're on the side of the train car and you need to jump up or jump down to avoid these little side things. You jump onto a Sav from the structure of the train, and then there's like 2 sequences of just mashing square and just beating the shit out of him, and then we have a kind of like a Crash Bandicoot running section at the end to escape the train from crashing. And that's pretty much Uncharted: The Lost Legacy on Crushing done. I don't know what I'm doing for my next guide, but whatever it is, it will hit the channel at some point. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll probably be updating on there. And until the next guide, peace.